Hi, my name is Chris Jackson. I am a business attorney. I've been one for over 25 years, and today I'm going to show you how simple it is to start an LLC in Texas on your own. I'm going to take you through this process in a step-by-step screen share. I'm going to answer every question I think you would have along the way so that by the end of the video, when you're ready to start an LLC in Texas, you know that you're going to be setting it up exactly the way that you want. Please note that the link below to this walkthrough screen share is an affiliate link. It's not going to cost you anything extra to use that link, but if you use it, you form an LLC in the state of Texas, I may earn some extra coffee money, and for that I say thank you. It is much appreciated. Trust me, coffee is a necessary component in making these videos, so I appreciate your support. Thank you. You should also know that I only recommend companies or services that I use myself and I believe in. I've used Busy for years exclusively for my own LLCs and my clients' LLCs. The reason I do that is because their pricing is very fair and competitive. You get a lot for what you pay for. Their service is great, and the process and procedure, as you're about to see, is simple and straightforward. Before we get started, go ahead and select the link below this video in the description. I'll also put in the comment section and post it to the top. This link will take you to the exact web page where I'm going to take you through this real-time walkthrough screen share and show you how to form your Texas LLC on your own step by step. Hi, really quickly, I just want to introduce you to my dog Jax. He likes to make an appearance in all my videos. Jax, look at the camera. Okay, go ahead and select the link below in the description under this video or in the comments section, and we'll go to the walkthrough screen share right now. Okay, if you selected the link underneath my video in the description or in the comment section, you would have arrived on this page here. Before we go to the next page, I just want to point out the customer service number is here. I have used them in the past. They are very responsive and helpful. Hopefully, I will answer all of your questions. You won't need their help, but in case you do, that's the number. So go ahead and select Get Started. Okay, on this page, we're going to select the entity type, which is LLC. The state is going to be Texas. Okay, as you can see, this brings you to 3 different options. I'm going to go over each package option, but I will state that I think for most people, the standard package will make the most sense for the reasons I'm going to discuss. Some people might prefer the premium or the basic. I'm going to go over all 3 so you can make an informed decision. In the basic package, as you can see, you're not paying anything to Busy. You're only going to pay the state filing fee in Texas of $300. Question is, what does the basic package include? And the answer is as follows. Number 1, they're going to prepare and file your articles of organization. This is the document that is filed in the state of Texas to officially form your LLC in Texas. All right, the next item included in the basic package is free registered agent service for a year. A registered agent is the person or the entity that is authorized by the LLC to receive what's called service of process, which is a lawsuit. Plaintiff in a lawsuit, should your LLC get sued, God forbid, needs to be able to know to whom and to where to serve the lawsuit in person. The registered agent is going to be public knowledge in the state of Texas. Hey, this person right here or this company right here is the registered agent. They can receive service of process. You can be your own registered agent. Just keep in mind, again, your address and your name will be public knowledge. If you want them to be a registered agent, they will provide that service for free in year 1. After that, they're going to charge you $119 per year as of the making of this video. That's their rate, which is the lowest that I've seen, and they are going to cap it at that rate for the life of the service, which is a great deal in my view based on what I've seen from the competitors. Okay, the next item that is included is an online access dashboard. It's essentially a website that you can log into after you form your Texas LLC. In that online access dashboard will be the documents that are filed, your articles of organization. You can schedule appointments. If you choose the standard or the premium packages, those come with additional documents and templates. Those will be available to you in your online access dashboard. All right, the next item is business bank account offer. That is an opportunity for you to bank with their preferred bank. They're going to give you that opportunity later in the process and also through your online access dashboard. You do not have to bank with that bank. It's totally up to you. I recommend that whatever you do, you open a bank account for your LLC and you run all the expenses of the LLC through that bank account, and you put all revenue from that LLC into that bank account, and you operate this LLC and its bank account as a separate entity. You do not commingle funds with your personal accounts. I have other videos that cover this. Just really important to remember that with whatever bank you choose to bank with, that you set up an LLC bank account sooner rather than later, and then utilize that bank account for LLC expenses and revenue only. All right, the last item included in the basic package is a business tax consultation. They will introduce you to a tax advisor. You can have a meeting with that tax advisor. That tax advisor is going to go over certain things such as how to elect to have your LLC taxed. Do you want it to be taxed as a sole proprietorship, which is the default in a single member LLC, or a partnership, which is the default in a multi-member LLC? Or do you want to, for example, elect to have it taxed as an S corporation? I have a video on why you may want to do this and in what situations you don't want to do this. Essentially, if it's a real estate LLC, you don't want to elect S Corp tax status. For most other purposes, I think S Corp tax status makes a lot of sense, but I cannot give tax advice. Discuss this with your own CPA and this tax advisor. You're going to discuss, in addition to that, tax saving strategies, bookkeeping issues, etc., etc. It's really a great offer that they're making this available to you as part of all of these packages, so go ahead and take advantage of it. Okay, so that's the basic package. The next package is the standard package. As you can see, you're going to pay busy $199 plus the state filing fee, and the question is, what are you going to get for the $199 over and above what you got in the basic package? And the answers are as follows. Number one, they're going to obtain for you the EIN, which stands for Employer Identification Number. It's also sometimes referred to as a tax ID for your LLC. That tax ID is essential to open a bank account for the LLC, and as discussed, you really need to do this, so you need to get the EIN. It is essential to pay payroll if you're going to have payroll through your LLC. For a separate tax return, you're going to need an EIN. They're going to help you obtain that EIN usually same business day if you form the LLC in Texas on a business day, or the next business day if it's not a business day. It'll be in your online access dashboard. All right, the next item included in the standard package is an operating agreement. They're going to provide you with an operating agreement that is in Word. It's customizable, and if you watch my other videos, you will know that the operating agreement, in my view, is the most important document you can have for your LLC. It essentially establishes the rules of the LLC as to how it can operate. It goes over things such as how profit distributions are made, how decisions are made, how do you add members to the LLC. It helps you preserve separate entity status of the LLC as compared to you, the individual. You need to operate this LLC as though it's separate from you, the individual. To do that, you really need rules that you, the individual, have to be governed by, and you can't change unless you change the operating agreement. And so they're going to provide you with this operating agreement as part of the standard package. You may need this operating agreement in some states to open a bank account, along with the articles of organization and the EIN. In some states, you just need the articles and the EIN. But in certain states, you'll need the operating agreement. It's going to be available to you for free right there, right after you get through this last step. Just note that this operating agreement is a pretty bare bones, simple, straightforward operating agreement. It does not cover certain items that would be in an attorney drafted operating agreement. You have a couple of different options in addition to this, which I think is a good start, especially to open a bank account, establish who the members are, etc., etc. You have some options. For example, I have a video on how to obtain a free operating agreement. I'm going to put a link to that video underneath this video in the description. Just note that the free version is not modifiable. Once you establish it, you can't change it. I also have, through a related company, a legal template operating agreement that is very comprehensive. It's attorney quality, attorney drafted. It comes in Word so you can modify it. It comes with simple instructions how to fill in the blanks. The reason it is less expensive, much less expensive, a fraction of what you pay an actual attorney, is because it doesn't come with legal advice specific to you. I'll put a link to that company as well underneath this video. All right, the next item up is lifetime compliance alerts. So after you form your LLC, you have to, for example, file annual reports in the state of Texas. There may be other reports that are due or other compliance issues you have to address throughout the life of your LLC. They'll provide lifetime compliance alerts. They'll send you email reminders to let you know, hey, you have an annual report that's due coming up. In my view, you need to calendar all these things, but if you're like most people, myself included sometimes, I always like to receive reminders, and they will provide those for you. In addition, you will get unlimited phone and email support, which I have used in the past, and it's great. Lastly, they will file for you what's called IRS Form 2553. So this form needs to be filed within a certain time frame. I have a video that covers all of this, the deadlines, etc. But essentially, it's like 2 months and 15 days after you form your LLC, or the first 2 months and 15 days of each tax year thereafter. Within those windows, you have to file Form 2553 to elect to have your LLC taxed as an S corporation. They will do that for you as part of the standard package. Again, I cannot give tax advice, but if you're going to elect to have your LLC taxed as an S corporation, they will make the process simple and easy for you. All right, the last package option is the premium package. As you can see, you're paying $100 more for the premium package than you are for the standard package. And the question, of course, is what are you getting in the premium package that's not included in the standard package? And the answers are as follows. Okay, the first item that is part of the premium package is expedited filing. So if you're like me and you want to get your LLC up and running sooner rather than later, they'll provide expedited filing as part of the premium package. That means your LLC will get formed in 2 business days versus 4 weeks if you don't choose expedited filing. Completely up to you. It's going to be included in this premium package if you're interested in that. And let me just say one thing before we go on, and that is there's 3 other items that are included in the premium package. If you're not interested in any of those 3 items, you may want to consider just choosing the standard package, add expedited filing later in the process, which is what I'm going to do in this example, for $50 rather than pay $100 extra for the premium package. Okay, the next item that's included in the premium package is business contract templates. So like the operating agreement that's part of the standard package, you're also going to get business contract templates in Word, modifiable, that address a number of transactions. If you're a do-it-yourselfer and you want to tweak those and fill in the blanks, they will provide that as part of the premium package. Next item is domain name and business email. So if you're going to have a website, they're going to give you a domain name and business email as part of the premium package. You could, of course, go to GoDaddy or another provider to get that. But if you're interested in them just providing that for you, they will do that as part of the premium package. And lastly, they're going to give you free first-year business phone number. So if you want a phone number that is separate from your cell phone, and I have this service myself for one of my entities. I have my cell phone, and then I have a phone number that connects through my cell phone that is a separate phone number. They're going to provide to you a free first-year business phone number as part of the premium package. So that is the premium package. It's actually a pretty good deal, but in our case, we're just going to go ahead and choose the standard package. Let's select Get Started. All right, on this page, you're going to enter your company name information. I'm going to use a name I've used in the past just to stay consistent, but just note that if your name is not available after you input it here, Busy will reach out to you and say, hey, the name is not available in the state of Texas. You may need to make a slight tweak to the name or change the name. Just note that if you have the option, if you prefer not to wait for them to get back to you, to do your own name search, Busy has a free name search function. I'm going to put a link to that underneath this video. The other item to address here is a designator. So in the state of Texas, you have a lot of different designators that you put after the name itself. It's really important that you have this designator in here, and that when you're addressing the public, you use it so they understand that you are operating as an LLC rather than as a sole proprietorship. I'm going to choose LLC because it's simple and it is short. Next. Okay, like I said, this is the page where you can add expedited filing, which is what I'm going to do. If you don't want to add expedited filing, you would just choose this button here. Next. Okay, on this page, you're just going to enter your own contact information. This is not going to be public knowledge. This is between you and Busy. Next. Okay, this is the page on which you're going to enter the company address for the LLC. You have a lot of different options. If you have an office space, of course, you can use that address. If you have a retail location for your business, you can use that address. You can use your home address if you like. You can use a virtual office address or other addresses. I'm going to go over all the options, but quickly just let me tell you that whatever address you choose, it's going to be publicly available. People are looking up your LLC. They're going to be able to see what your address is. That's important to you, that you don't want to include your home address in your LLC's information. Then you may want to consider, say, a virtual office address. It is, of course, up to you, but let's go over the options. So number one, they're going to give you the opportunity to choose an address in Texas as a business address and virtual mail service. It's $29 a month. You can cancel at any time. I personally use this for one of my LLCs. I think it's a pretty good price based on what I've seen out there. What I like about it is that they receive mail, then they notify me that they've received mail, and then they scan that mail and they allow me to access that mail through my online access dashboard or otherwise. So all the mail is in one place. It's great service in my view, $29 a month. You can always start off with that service and cancel at any time. If you want a little bit more upscale virtual office that say is maybe closer to your house where you can actually meet clients or customers or vendors and you rent out a space by the hour, whether it's a conference room or an office, I'll put a link to the company that I use for one of my other entities. The only issue there is it's a little bit more expensive, number one. Number two, when you receive mail, you have to go pick it up yourself, or you can pay extra to have them send it to you. Another option that I've used in the past, I don't currently use it, but you can use a UPS mail store address. So it's essentially the address of the UPS mail store. And then you're going to rent a box there, and that box will be the suite address for your LLC. Again, you have to go down there and pick up the mail. It is probably more expensive than this $29 a month, depending upon where you are. But in any event, for the purposes of this video, I'm going to use this virtual office address. If I'm using a virtual office address, I have to provide Busy the contact address of me. This is not going to be publicly available, but I'm going to go ahead and put that down here. Okay, next. All right, on this page, because I chose the standard package, they're giving me the opportunity to add the contract library and the business phone number that's free for the first year for an extra $99. If you're interested in either of those, like I said, you should just go back and order the premium package from the beginning because you're paying an extra $100 over the standard package. In my case, I have already chosen expedited filing, so it'd be an extra $149 if I added these here for $99. And I'm not getting the business domain and email. So if you're interested in any of those, just go back. I'm going to say no thanks. Okay, this is the page on which you're going to enter the member information. The members are essentially the owners of the LLC. You can enter initially up to 6 members. I'm going to enter 1 member for purposes of this video, but before I do, I just want to show you what it's like when you enter more than 1 member and how you go about doing that. So in my case here, in this hypothetical, let's just say that my wife and I are forming this LLC in Texas, and we're each going to own 50% of the LLC. So I am member number 1. I'm going to go ahead and select this, and then use the assigned company address provided by Busy. I'm not sure if this is going to be publicly available or not, so to be safe, I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to choose the percentage of ownership, and you just go down, and in this case, in this example, I'm going to choose 50%, and that's how much of the LLC I will own. And then I'm going to add my wife here, individual, put her name here. I'm going to select 50% here. So that's what you're going to do. If you have multiple members, you have to assign the percentage of ownership of each member, and then that's going to show up in your operating agreement at the end. But in this case, I'm going to say that there is just 1 member. And before I go ahead and input my information and go to the next screen, I just want to point out here that you can have, of course, a company as the member of this LLC. And if you, for example, have watched my video on holding company structures, and let's just say you have a Wyoming LLC that's going to be the holding company, and then you're going to be the member of the Wyoming LLC, and that Wyoming LLC is going to be the member of the Texas LLC. You would then enter the company name and address here, and you put the Wyoming LLC or whatever member it is. It's also a company. You put that information here. And also note that if you're going to have as the member of this Texas LLC a trust, so let's just say you have a revocable living trust that's going to be the member rather than you, the individual, go ahead and use this company tab, put in the trust name here instead of the company name. But in my case, I am a single member LLC here. I'm going to use this address, and I'm going to go to the next screen, next. Okay, this is the page where you can choose to either have Busy be your registered agent for the first year for free, and then as you can see, the rates are guaranteed at $119 per year thereafter for the life of the service, or you can choose to be your own registered agent. Just note that if you're going to choose to be your own registered agent, you have to be available technically during business hours at that address and your information is going to be available to the public. For my purposes here, I'm just going to assign Busy as a registered agent. Next. All right, this is the page where they gather the information that they need in order to obtain the EIN, the employer identification number, or tax ID for the LLC so you can open your bank account. So if I was a foreign individual, I would select yes here, and I would read this and note that it can take a lot longer, up to 3 months, could be less, could be more. In my case, I'm not a foreign individual, so I'm going to say no. Select my name here, and then I'm going to put in my social down here. All right, next you have to enter in the physical street address of you, the responsible party here. I'm going to go ahead and choose the assigned company address provided by Busy, but just let me tell you about these options here. So the IRS is going to issue in the standard and premium packages a document that's going to have the EIN, the tax ID for your LLC. That document is going to have your name as the member. It's also going to list the address. That address can be your address or it can be the LLC's address. It's up to you. It's an internal document, but you should know that sometimes you have to provide that document to, say, vendors or customers. You're going to provide it to the bank, which is okay. If you want a more professional address on there, you may want to choose the address that you have for the company, or in this case, the one that's assigned by Busy because I'm using their virtual office address. Totally up to you. Just want you to know that in advance. Next. All right, so here's the opportunity where you can set up a consultation with their preferred banker. At this time, it's Bank of America. You will see that you're going to get certain bonuses deposited into your LLC bank account depending upon how much you deposit into that bank account. And you can set up the consultation here. Again, you don't have to bank with Bank of America. I'm going to say no, not at this time. I can always arrange this consultation later. Next. Okay, as stated, you're going to get a free tax consultation, and it's going to go over how your LLC should be taxed, which tax election to choose, commonly missed tax deductions, business bookkeeping requirements, how to reduce chance of IRS audit, how to reduce self-employment taxes, etc. So I'm going to say yes. I don't know why you wouldn't. Even if you have a CPA, you might learn something or at least generate some questions that you would have for your CPA from this consultation. Next. All right, on this page, they're going to offer you the service for an extra $99 of helping your LLC obtain a license or permit. You should know that not every LLC requires a license or permit. It really comes down to the type of business for your LLC, your state and your county and your city. That is something you can look up on your own. I'm going to say no thanks. I'll do the work it myself, but if you want them to do it for you, it's an extra $99. Next. All right, this is the page that summarizes everything you just input. Everything looks good to me. You have a summary of your order and the charges here. I'm going to go ahead and select next. All right, on this page, the final page, you're going to enter your credit card information, your billing address. You're going to come over here, you're going to check this box after you've read the legal statement of cancellation policy, of course. All right, now that you formed your LLC, you're probably wondering, what do I do next? Fortunately, I have a video that covers that topic. I'll put a link to that video underneath this video in the description. I also have a comprehensive next steps guide, which you might find useful. I'll put a link to that as well under this video. And if you like this video, I ask you to give me the thumbs up. If you have any questions about the video, put them in the comments section. I get to them on a regular basis. And if you want more content like this, I ask you to kindly subscribe to my channel. And for that, I say thank you. And I wish you and your LLC and your business all the best. Have a great day.